Hello folks, it is me again, Sagittarius Trans, back with another video, and today we are reviewing this, the Rapido Trains -8-40CM. Alright folks, so yeah, this is a Rapido -8-40CM by GE General Electrics. I picked up this model from my local hobby shop for $369.95 Canadian dollars. This is the HO scale GE-9. Canadian National hashtag 2451. Yep, with the North American scheme. So yeah, let's without further ado, let's open this up. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is a new model or not. Very tight. I think this is used. I would think probably. I'm not sure. I never asked. But yeah, there it is. It looks pretty good. I love the box work that Rapido does. Let's take this off here. Alright, then we have the Rapido stickers. Move that there. Rapido trains, 2-4. Pretty cool. And this says, the parts diagram is no longer available, yada yada yada. And I love this manual. It's just incredible. The Rapido -8-40CM manual, really nice. This is a 2024 model. And my absolute favorite part about this manual is, well, this is the French side. Oops, there we go, English. My absolute favorite part is in the diagram that they put. And this does have capacitors too, which is very nice. Yeah, right here. Really cool. I love how they did this. Very cool. I really do love this. I wish this was a separate paper though, so you could actually frame this or something, but unfortunately it's not. Idle speed is 440 RPM, low is 340, traction 4,000, really nice, yeah. Horsepower, yeah, of course, 4,000, 16-cylinder engine. Very nice. And then here's the stickers again. Yeah. There we go. Let's take that off. And then here it is. This is a pretty big locomotive, too. I didn't realize it was this big when I first bought it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Move that here. And of course, actually, we do have some parts, which these seem like see-through radiator grills, I think. Grills? I'm not sure. Of course, the main reason you're watching this video, the -8, and I've been calling it a -9, I think. There it is. Alright, here it is. The -8. Yeah, it looks great, I will say. That is for sure. There seems to be a... Oh, that's just a fingerprint, okay. Oh, no, it's not. No, I think that's the glue mark. Oh, what? I never noticed that. That's actually a glue mark. Oh, that sucks. Oh, wow. That's a very large glue mark. It's not that noticeable, without the light, I will say. Oh, it's there as well. Alright, well, let's move past that. There are no moving roller bearings, which is very disappointing for the price of this model. We do have see-through windows. This exhaust is actually detailed. As you can see, it goes down. I think that might be the speaker, possibly. And then, of course, we have the quad windows, etc. So yeah, let's do the coupler height test, and then we'll go in for a up close on the detail. Folks, so I have the Dash 9 over here, and of course on the left side I have my trusty tangent grain hopper. One thing I will say before we just start the coupler height test, I think the rear or the front might be a bit low. At least it kind of looks like that, although it might not be, but yeah. Let's see here. So front coupler height test. Okay, it's actually spot on. I guess it just looked low. Let's see how the rear coupler is. I think it might be the rear that kind of looked a bit low, or maybe it was none of them. Well, I guess it was none of them. Alright, they're actually both on point. Nice. Alright, let's go to the up close. Folks, so here for the up close and the detail. You can see here the grates, unfortunately, are not see-through on the rear where the radiator is, and the grates are not see-through where the smoke exhaust exit are, and the grates are not see-through again in the front, although that one is. Out of all of them, for some reason, that one is. Those windows, again, are see-through for some reason, yet they don't even go anywhere. And here's just a little spin around of the model. I think it is a bit disappointing, though, that it does not have movable roller bearings, especially for this price. And on the bottom, we do have a lot of over-oiling. For some reason we do, I'm not sure why. Here's just a better look. You can see the shininess of the oil. It's a lot more visible in person. And just to prove that Rapido does do see-through grates, here's one of my FA2s. This is a 2007 model, by the way. And they did that. And of course, none on the Dash 8. But I still think it looks pretty decent overall. But I think it does need a little bit less molded detail, especially for this price. Here's the front, and you can see that one of the ditch lights is crooked, unfortunately. I don't think I can fix that. Maybe I can, if without breaking it. Hopefully I can. I do like that the door is separately placed, though. That does look pretty good. And here's the radiator grills that are not detailed or see-through. And of course, this wire here, I believe it's a wire, is not real. It's just molded. And you can see all the oil under the trucks now. But the traction motors are detailed, which is really nice. Majority of manufacturers don't do this. Really cool to see, I think. But yeah, let's head down to the track. Alrighty, folks. So, just before we start the functions display, which is what I'm about to do now, I just want to point out that this does actually have ground lights. They're just not visible from this POV. You can kind of see them right there. Now you can kind of see it on my finger, but yeah, they're there. Which is very nice to have, I will say. But there are no walkway lights on this model. Maybe they didn't have it on the real Dash 8, but I kind of doubt that. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. Also, there is one last thing. There is quite a considerable amount of body shakage with the speaker. Maybe my body's not on properly. Like I said, I don't know if this is new or used. I'm assuming it's used. Probably. I'm not sure though. And one of the ditch lights is crooked to the right, unfortunately. So yeah. Alright, let's start the function session with F8. Alrighty, folks, just before we start the writing session here, I gotta say one last thing. There is quite a lot of shell rattle on idle. Not when it's moving though, it completely goes away. So you're gonna hear that for a little bit. Alright, let's start. Folks, here I am on a separate day now. Today is, of course, morning. It is the 22nd, I believe. I think I figured out what these parts were for. These are for the weathering, I think, or winterization for the top of the radiator, I believe. Although I might be wrong with that. Yet again, I'm not sure what those other additional parts were for, like the things that kind of looked like throttle linkages. Not sure where they go. And also, one thing I want to point out just before we start here is this here. Is there really this big of a, I don't know, cutout in the plow in real life? Because that's a pretty big cutout, just to show you guys how big this is. This is the Kato N-Scale track plugin. This can fit inside. It's that big. And I did put KD scale couplers on it now, because of course today is the next day. Looks really good with the KD scales. Although the back of the walkway did come off, I had to glue that back on. But yeah, I think it's fine. Alrighty, folks. So now, time for the points. Today I'm going to do it a bit differently. Before I've been doing a score out of 50, and from then I would take points off if I found something that was bad or just wrong. But today I'm going to do it out of 100 just to be a bit more fair, and from here on, I'm going to do it out of 100. So, for this, I'm going to say I don't really like how much molded detail there is, especially for the price. Yeah, of course, it's 400 Canadian, so, and I am Canadian after all. I don't think this is worth 400. I think maybe, well, okay, so the price by itself without the decoder, the actual model itself, is $265. That's not really a bad price, but I think $250, even though it's only $15 off, would have been more reasonable than $265. After all, there is quite a lot of molded detail. Comparing to my 2007 FAs, what I showed, it's a really big difference. So I'm really gonna take 20 points off because that's quite a lot of points. So that leaves us with 80 points, and not having the movable roller bearings, I'm taking another 10 points off because that's a really big feature. You really do see it and notice it. So yeah, that's going to bring us down to 70. And I'm also going to take points off for the ditch lights being bent. So that's me 5 points there. That's 65. I'm also going to take 5 points for the gaps in between the walkways. I think that's a big thing too. I'm going to take 5 points off, so that leaves us with 60 points. Yeah, not looking too good so far. And then also, I think I'm also going to take points off for the, what's it called again? What is it called? That's what it is. The over-oiling on the bottom of the traction motors. Again, that's really not good. Really not. So I'm not going to take too many points off for that one. I'm just going to take 2. So that brings us down to 58. Yeah, I know. I just think if this thing actually had see-through grills, I would have probably had this at 80 points still. And at least if it had that one wire on top, or I'm calling it a wire, if that was a real detailed part, that would have been nice too. But yeah, that's going to leave us with 58 points. Overall, I do think this is a great locomotive. It sounds good, runs good, and looks decent. So yeah, leaves us with 58 points. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this type of reviews, please like and subscribe. Alright folks, I'll see you in my next one. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night. Have a good day folks, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbyes. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's.